Welcome to the Magnet Pull, a show exploring the incredible world of magnet programs that make Miami-Dade County Public Schools your best choice when it comes to the education of your children. I'm Jacqueline Bassayo, Executive Director with the Office of School Choice and Parental Options with Miami-Dade County Public Schools, filling in for your host, Dr. Magda Castro-Pereira. And I'm excited to be here today to continue celebrating National Magnet Schools Month, which is truly a celebration of awareness of our magnet programs and what they offer, what benefits they give students that access them, and really showcasing the offerings that we have across Miami-Dade County, across 119 schools for every grade level. Today, I'm excited to welcome on the show Principal Maribel Rivera from Young Women's Preparatory Academy. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Principal Pierre Edouard from Young Men's Preparatory Academy.
Thank you.
So I'm incredibly excited about this segment. Every time I visit your schools, I'm just in awe that this is something that we offer. In Miami-Dade County, we know we have a lot of choices when it comes to education. We pride ourselves on being a choice district and offering choices. And one of the things that families I don't think know about is your academies. And I don't want to answer for you guys because I know we're going to get into it. But we know families in Miami-Dade pursue single-gendered private schools. We know there's a reason for those environments and why they exist. And so I'm excited to share with the community about these single-gendered academies that we offer within Miami-Dade County Public Schools through our magnet programming, and best of all, free of cost to families. Right. So I'm excited to join in that conversation. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. So Principal Rivera, tell us a little bit about Young Women's Preparatory Academy and, you know, from the grade levels that you serve, and what really makes your school unique from a traditional middle or traditional high school.
Yes, well, thank you for having us. I'm also very excited to talk about our fantastic school. YWPA is what we refer to our school as, the home of the monarchs, and our young ladies also call it the prep. So it is a preparatory academy, and our focus is on leadership and college readiness. We service students from 6th through 12th grade, which is fantastic because they have an opportunity to develop a community, a network of sisters within our building. So they come in as early as 6th grade with high school credits, and they leave with up to 60 college credits by the time they graduate. We're currently ranked 102 in the nation of all high schools out of 17,000, and we are number 13 in the state of Florida. So not only do we provide a rigorous academic track, but we also, our goal is to develop a well-rounded student. So not only are they academically prepared, but socially. They are not scared to take risks. And that's what makes this single gender concept so unique and special.
Absolutely. And I think obviously that transition from elementary school into middle school, that's a very hard transition, just, you know, on a personal level. And we know that kids developmentally, it's a weird phase, right? And so to be having access, right, to these environments where now we are kind of nurturing you in a certain way, and we're providing you this environment to not be afraid and to be confident and to build that confidence. I think it speaks volumes, and I think it's incredible that we do that. So with Young Men's Prep, tell us a little bit about your school and, you know, why is it the best choice for families that are seeking these single-gendered male learning environments?
Well, I like to think of us as really a hidden gem in the heart of the Wynwood area, basically in the heart of Miami. As an all-boys school, we foster leadership skills. We foster brotherhood amongst the students that attend. And just as with Young Women's Preparatory Academy, we are an A-rated school by the state of Florida. Our students are enrolled from 6th grade through the 12th grade. And what we try to do as the students develop through the years, we start as early as the 8th grade in getting them into college readiness courses. As they enter 9th grade through the 12th grade, they are enrolled in dual enrollment courses at the school to help build on the leadership skills, and also to help prepare them for the challenges that they will face once they graduate. Our dual enrollment program basically, as I said, starts in the ninth grade. But we have students that by the time they become seniors, they're taking all of their courses through Miami-Dade College, and they're earning college credit while still in high school. As a matter of fact, as I think of the coming year, our class sizes are fairly small. We have a graduating class next year of 17 seniors. Of those 17 seniors, we are already preparing 5 of those students for the early enrollment program at Miami-Dade College, meaning that by the end of this year, they will have earned all of their college or all of their high school credits, and next year they'll be taking all college level courses.
Amazing. So not only is this environment that we know families again seek out in the private school sector, we're offering this within our public schools, within our magnet schools, free of cost, but now students are also able to take college credits, again, free of cost to families.
Absolutely.
Right? So they're leaving high school probably with AAs.
Yes.
And this has all been provided, again, free of cost to families, which is, I think, huge. And with both of your schools, I mean, these are schools that are nationally recognized, nationally certified as a magnet school of excellence.
We are.
I mean, incredible accolades. From the inception of these schools, obviously, you know, we've grown through the years, and with that idea of leadership, right, and what that means in these environments. So Principal Rivera, and I know we talked about, you know, this all-female student body and what that means, but just to kind of reemphasize, how does that setting really help, you know, young women succeed?
Absolutely.
You know, and I think, you know, people may have already some ideas, like I think there's certain distractions that are not going to be in this environment,
Absolutely.
right? And so, and how does that help them really, how does it empower them and really help them succeed?
So absolutely, there is, there's less distractions for sure. We have less gender-based pressures, really, because now they're okay to follow their career path or their dreams, because they're going to pursue careers that are normally male dominated. So in the areas of STEAM and math, engineering, and our ladies are very they're risk takers. They have no problem. And for example, we have one of our students right now that she goes half the day to Baker Aviation to pursue her career as a pilot. Incredible. We have girls that are pursuing careers in the military. Right now, we have 2. Like Young Men's Prep, we only have 19 seniors. So our class sizes are so tailored to the needs of our students, right? That our seniors right now, one of them is going tuition free to Columbia University.
Wow.
Through the Questbridge Scholarship. We have another one that received the Posse Scholarship, so going to Davidson College. Again, these are savings of over $100,000 a year. And with that, they have each other. They have a network that it's going to extend beyond their time there at Young Women's Prep.
Absolutely. And I do think, and just speaking of families in the community, some of them, when they do opt for some of these other private schools within the district, so there's so much emphasis on that network. And I think by having this sisterhood, by having this brotherhood, you do foster that network. I think, you know, in Young Women's Prep, I've seen it firsthand. I mean, it's so empowering to these young ladies. And I know the student that you're referring to, I think she's the only female on that bus that gets picked up to go to Baker Aviation, right? Which is incredible.
Incredible.
And so Principal Edouard, with the sense of brotherhood, right? How do you feel that really contributes to the success of your students? Because again, now you don't have the distractions from a traditional school, and maybe in a traditional setting where they may be competing because of other distractions. Now you're fostering this sense of brotherhood. We're all in this together. We're all here for each other. So kind of how does that help the success of your students?
Well, with us, and the same is true for Young Women's, we focus on Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, which next year will be transitioning to Covey's Leader in Me. So we'll be a Leader in Me school. But currently what we do is with our 6th grade and 9th grade students, those are traditionally our new incoming students. Those students are enrolled in a leadership course So every sixth grader and every ninth grader is enrolled in a leadership course where they focus on the 7 habits of highly effective teens. Now, those habits are not just limited to those courses, but basically they're instilled into every single course that the students are enrolled in, whether it's mathematics, science, physical education, robotics, coding. All the teachers incorporate some form of these 7 habits into their curriculums. As we transition next year to becoming a Leader in Me school, we will have a different curriculum for every grade level. So every single student enrolled at the school will be taking a Leader in Me course, which will basically foster the leadership skills and teach them. And again, it changes every year. So what they take in the 6th grade will be different than what they take in the 7th, 8th, 9th, all the way through to graduation. In addition to that, while we don't have sports at Young Men's Preparatory Academy, our grade levels are tightly knit with one another. So the students, they take on responsibility and accountability, not just for themselves, but also for their peers or their classmates. So with all that, and again, being that we are such a small school, the brotherhood and the feeling of belonging and accountability, it just goes throughout the school.
And I wanted to kind of jump into that next about, you talked about how leadership is incorporated throughout the school day and the curricular day. And I think that's part of what we offer with Magnet Schools. It's that theme integration where it's not just that you're taking a leadership course. We're really embedding this throughout the school day to really foster those skills, because I think that's hard to teach, right? It's easy to teach 2 and 2 equals 4, but how do you foster this? How do you foster that empathy that happens because of the brotherhood and that culture that you create? And I think that's so important. And I think when families are looking for educational opportunities, that's something that they're not going to find just anywhere, right? No. Because again, that is something that is being intentionally taught throughout the school day. You're fostering that within your culture. You mentioned small class sizes, which I think a lot of families always seek, and that's so important. And I kind of wanted, and this is for both of you, to talk about what that typical day looks like within your school, because it is such a different school. I know you mentioned you may not have athletics, but within Miami-Dade County Public Schools, students are able to play for a different school.
So yes, we have quite a few of our students that while Young Men's Preparatory does not provide athletic sports that compete with other schools, those students are permitted to practice and play with their home schools. So many of our athletes, and several of which are receiving scholarships this year, athletic scholarships, are able to go to their home school, play for their home school, and thus get the competitiveness and the team building that they might miss from YMPA, and also get all the benefits. Again, our focus is getting our students to college. So while it might not be on an athletic track, it's on an academic track, they still have the opportunity to earn athletic scholarships. As I said, one of our seniors will be earning this year.
Absolutely. And I think just the rigor academically that both schools offer, that's incredible. And again, being in that environment really allows them to, I think, be extra successful, right? Because then everybody there is on that track. Everybody there is there for that reason. Yeah. And I think it speaks to the power of the environments that you guys have created.
And you know, something you mentioned earlier, that they start in 6th grade, and this sisterhood and this relationship that develops at such an early age. We actually have the big sister, little sister component in our school, which we pair up our high school girls to our middle school girls. Yeah. And they are the mentors throughout their middle school years. They do amazing things together, but they not only guide them through their academic track, and they help with tutoring, and they help each other grow as students, but also develop those relationships with the teachers, with the counselors. I mean, talk about individualized instruction,
right?
Not only within the classroom, but within the building. We have open door policies, not only with administration, our counselor with our seniors this year, countless hours working on their college applications, personalized attention, that parents do not have to pay for.
Absolutely.
Where they would have to if they were in a private school or in another type of setting. So, and it's people that really care, that build relationships with these girls, that really become part of the family. So I think that small group differentiating the needs of each student are critical for such a small school like ours. And because of that, the possibilities are endless.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, like I mentioned earlier, just that transition into middle school is so awkward. And, developmentally, the kids are just, they're at different levels and there's different emotions and there's things that are happening. And so to have an initiative like that, where you are walking into an environment, and as scary as it is to go into a middle school, and now I'm walking into a school that's 6th through 12th grade, I'm not going to be intimidated because now I have a big sister looking out for me, which is awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so you mentioned about college acceptances, right? And scholarships. So let's talk a little bit about that. What does that look like for your school? Like what happens when the girls graduate? Where are they going? And what do you think Young Women's Prep does to kind of prepare them for that?
Okay, so we're actually initiating our first alumni association, but an official alumni association, because all our girls keep they stay in communication with our teachers. Again, it's a family, but we have a lot of successful women that all over the United States and the world, really, that are the product of YWPA. So, for example, we have Patricia. I don't know if you're familiar with. It's an app, Union Thrifts. She actually sold it for millions later, but she developed an app where she would sell college gear to college students, thrift college gear.
Wow.
And later on sold for a lot of money.
Yeah.
So successful women, we have girls that we have acceptances right now to UF, FSU, all the top universities and colleges here locally in Florida. But like I said, Columbia University, we have our Davidson at North Carolina. So, and we still have some that we're waiting for responses.
Right.
But we do get 100% graduation rate, and they all get accepted to the colleges of their choice. The training, the preparation, the guidance, the mentoring starts from the time they are accepted to Young Women's Preparatory Academy. It is a family. In fact, now our students that get accepted for this upcoming school year get invited. They get invited to an open house where we meet the parents, and the parents will be contacting our current parents will be contacting the incoming parents.
Oh.
They're each assigned a parent to welcome them to the family.
That's awesome.
And give them a little bit of just tips. Tips on how to make their experience there the best ever for their kids and for their family.
And that's great, because I do think when you leave that elementary level, it kind of all those supports kind of just through the nature of things, right? Kids are older, they're more independent, but it's nice that you continue to foster that parental involvement.
Absolutely.
And then yes, it does. It takes a village. For Young Men's Prep, we know that, your students have had incredible futures. So what are some of the success stories from your graduates?
Well, just as with Young Women's, we've had several Posse Scholarship winners. And those scholarship winners have attended Franklin University in Pennsylvania, Syracuse University. We have students currently attending at Florida State University. So our students go all over. We have one student right now who is deciding amongst 3 different schools as to where he wants to accept his athletic scholarship. So our students go all over. And again, once they graduate, they do come back and give back to the school. They come back and they mentor our students, or we hold symposiums. So some of our graduates will sometimes come by and speak during our symposiums. Recently, we had one of our graduates. He graduated in 2019, so it's been quite a while. But he is now a supervisor at Carnival, and he has come by and he mentors our students, and he has opened up some opportunities for graduating seniors that are not necessarily going to college with Carnival. So we do have our success stories, and they do come back and remember from whence they came.
And that's, I think, it's again a testament to that brotherhood and sisterhood that's fostered. And I was actually going to ask you guys about the community impact, right? Because I think so much of the success of that program comes from that mentoring. So I guess what are some community partners or alumni, obviously you have coming back, and how do they influence your program? And if anybody's listening and watching and want an opportunity to come, is that something that's available to them?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we partner with several organizations within the local community, and through those partnerships, we've been able to enhance some of the things that we do at the school. Through one of our partnerships, we've been able to build up a gaming program at the school, which is a big draw for many students. Another partnership.
wait, and it's a whole gaming lab.
Yes,
Because I've been there. It's not just, it's a whole gaming lab that you guys have developed, which is great.
We have. We've also done a lot of work broadcasting. So we do have a TV production studio at the school site with a green room and everything. And that also has been as a result of us working with one of our community partners that has helped to raise the funds to get the equipment that is needed. So we work closely with, being that we're in Wynwood, Roberto Clemente Park. So we've partnered with them with the Wynwood Community Action Center. We've also worked with the South Florida Youth Foundation, Silent Victims of Crime, just to mention some of the partners that we're working with.
Yeah. And I think just having that network, right, is important. And then I think when we're talking about these schools that look so different, it's great to hear, guess what? Kids are going to get traditional opportunities as far as like they can be involved in broadcasting. Now we have a gaming room. So we do have opportunities that are in traditional settings in this different setting that's going to nurture them and cater to them in a certain way, but they do get that same exposure that is in traditional schools.
And to add to something that Ms. Rivera mentioned a little while ago, where she mentioned George T. Baker Aviation, we also have a student who is interested in becoming a pilot, and he also attends George T. Baker. So those opportunities, the same opportunities that are available to all traditional students at Miami-Dade County Public Schools are also available to our students, and they do take advantage of them.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and just like their symposium, we also have our women's symposium. So it's what traditional school would call it a career day or career fair. We do the all women's in leadership in the community, and we welcome them in March. We also have our monthly leadership podcast, and that's exclusively led and directed by our girls, by our Monarch Studio. So shout out to them. They're doing a fantastic job, and we have influential women invited every month to sit in and do exactly what we're doing now.
Have a conversation.
Have a conversation about the great things they're doing, and we call it Her Story is Our Strength. So, our girls are just risk takers.
Yeah.
They've started, not only are they involved or with the community or the community is involved with us, but they want to give back to the community.
For sure.
We have girls involved with the Key Clubs. So we have over 40 clubs in our school.
Wow.
So we just started a new initiative with a local elementary, Bridge to Prep, which is fantastic. Our girls go and tutor their elementary students after school.
Amazing.
So not only are they getting from the community, but they want to give back, which makes them the well-rounded student we want to be.
For sure.
Those students that graduate from YWPA, they're giving back.
When they leave us, they're ready.
They're
Yes,
ready.
absolutely.
And I know you both mentioned having these symposiums, and I think, we talk about how representation matters, right? And I want to have somebody that's going to come speak to me and I can see myself in them.
Yes.
I think this allows for them.
Yes.
And that ties into that whole empowerment piece. Like, you can be who I am, or I was in your shoes one day. So it's incredible that not only are these environments, set up to make them succeed, but also we're exposing them to these success stories of people like them, and what they can become. And again, with the limited distractions, I think that environment really helps develop that. So I know you guys both mentioned you both have small class sizes. So I know capacity at your schools is probably smaller than, and maybe limited.
Yes.
you are a magnet school, so there is a magnet application process, which
Yes.
we know opened October 1st and just closed on January 15th. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, so our viewers and listeners know, what's that process to apply if they're interested in your school. And we do have a second opportunity coming up in April. So if you wanted to kind of, give a shout out so that they know if there are seats available come March 15th, then on April 15th, your schools will be available for application.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they can go to miamimagnets.org and then they can apply for that second opportunity that you're just mentioning in April. I am very proud that we have a lot of applications this year. It's going to be an incredible process in selecting these girls because it is a lottery that they can select to our school. But we want to welcome as many students as possible. We do have seats available. And we want to make sure that every student has an opportunity. We're also open to tours. We have tours every day of the building, and parents leave saying, can I join now? Can I bring my daughter now? Can I take her from where she's at and bring her here? So, okay, but your daughter's in 5th grade, so we have to wait till they start the 6th grade year. But they're really excited. We invite you to come and visit our home. You're going to get the feeling that you are home when you come there. So
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the same is pretty much true for Young Men's Preparatory Academy. The application process will still be the same, and you have to go through the Schools of Choice office. However, as Maribel mentioned, we have open spaces. We'll know the final numbers once we get the information from the Schools of Choice office, but I do anticipate having spots open in several of our different grade levels. And we do offer tours to our parents or to the parents that are interested if they want to come by and see the school. Basically, just contact the school. I can give the number now.
Yeah.
305-571-1111. And just ask to schedule a tour. We schedule tours pretty much Tuesday through Thursday. But if a parent can only make it on a particular day, we will work around those schedules. But of course, our doors are open. Come and see what we have to offer. And just as Maribel mentioned, we do have parents that are willing to take their children out of their current schools and want to take them now. We don't do that. We wait until the opening of the school year. But yes, come by, come visit us. And I'm sure parents will be impressed by what they see.
Absolutely. I've been on tours of both schools, and it's one thing to hear about it and then actually being there. And I mean, I've been wowed. And I'm always a huge, promoter of young women's and young men's because I really do think there's such hidden gems. People pay money for this type of environment, and here we are offering it through our school system, through our magnet schools, free of cost. I have a 5-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl, and I'm like, when can I sign up? Yes. So I can imagine when you're closer to that, the emotion on being able to join a school like yours.
So something else that I did want to mention, I'm sure it's also true for young women's. While we focus on academics, and that's our big push, our thing is all of our seniors graduate with at least one college letter of acceptance in hand. We also are very much involved in extracurricular activities. We have an excellent band program. We recently went to the band competition that was held down south last weekend. We brought 24 students. Of those 24 students, 18 students received superior ratings, 4 students received excellent ratings, and 2 students received satisfactory. In addition to that, I mentioned gaming and coding. Our students were involved in a district-wide Minecraft challenge. And of the 20 schools that entered, our school was one of the 3 finalists that was selected to compete this past weekend. Unfortunately, we did not win this weekend, but the winner this weekend will now compete against Dade and compete against Broward and Palm Beach counties. But again, to be one of the 3 out of 20 that competed, we take pride in what we do, and our students take pride in themselves and the way they project themselves as well.
Yeah, and rightfully so. You have to be
Absolutely.
proud. I mean, they're incredible learning environments, and we're proud to represent you guys when we go out and promote magnet schools. So we're about to close up, but I always like to end with one final question, and that is, what is your magnet pull? So what truly makes you the best choice for students and families within Miami-Dade County?
Well, I think for us, and maybe for both of us, we develop, I think, well-rounded leaders. Not only are they empowered and not afraid to take risks, but our young ladies, they want to give back to the community. They're college ready and career ready as well. And they're going to leave with a strong network of sisters. And I think that's exactly what we need today, is that well-rounded young woman.
Absolutely. How about you?
And for us, it's the development of boys into men. To put it bluntly, our students come in, especially the ones that are with us for 7 years, as they come in from 6th grade all the way through to the 12th grade, just to see how they have developed and transformed into the leaders that they become. And again, next year we're taking it to a whole different level, becoming a leader in me school. So I'm very excited about the challenges that we're facing now and the challenges that await next year.
Incredible. And again, the only schools in the district like this. So thank you guys both for joining us on the magnet pull. Thank you to our viewers and our listeners. Thank you for Miami's Community News for partnering with us and being able to execute this segment. Families, you're always welcome to explore our magnet programs by visiting our website at miamimagnets.org. And that's it for this episode of the Magnet Pull. Stay drawn to what inspires you, and we'll see you next time.